Welcome, everybody, to the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 114. I'm Alex. There's a soon here. It's gone now. There's Pink as well.
Hey there.
Addie missed. This is probably only the second episode since we started the kind of return that Addie's missed. It's very, very strange. It's gonna be a bizarre episode. So, no topics this week, as you might imagine. Which means, we're gonna skip straight to the video thing. Except I assume no one came out with any videos on their own channels, right?
Nope, I've not recorded in months.
Yep.
Probably
I haven't
months now.
recorded in years.
Oh yeah.
And since Addie isn't here, I will have to say what the videos coming out on the FOS channel are. And on Monday, we've got Guilty Gear Ixard, me and him, still playing. And on Friday, we've got Soul Calibur 6 and a very, very unique conversation that we had during it. Very
Remember
unique.
Soul Calibur 6?
No.
Me either.
Soul Calibur 6 is in this weird place where, like, it's not Soul Calibur 4, so hooray. Still not very enthused with it. Fighting games have gotten this weird place where, like, there's almost no single-player content.
Yeah.
It's just not something they invest in anymore, and it's weird with Soul Cal, because for most people, when you say Soul Calibur, they think of 2 and 3. They might think of original Soul Edge, but generally speaking, they're going to think of Soul Cal 2 and Soul Cal 3. Two fighting games that are largely defined by their heaps and heaps of single-player content.
Yeah.
That is weird.
I think that age has simply passed now, so.
Yeah. I mean, if Addie were here, we'd probably start an entire discussion about fighting game single-player content, but, you know.
Yeah.
So, I will say that's one of those recordings where the game we're playing is not entertaining in itself. None of the three of us are really Soul Cal pros, and definitely none of us are Soul Cal 6 pros.
Right.
That is one of the rare few videos where we just completely talked about whatever the fuck we wanted, and it wound up being actually pretty fucking entertaining.
Yep.
Alright. Soon, what you been up to this week, man?
This week, not much really. I mean, I've been stressing out about school and ancient Greek, and in between that, I've been mostly napping, and I think I played a little bit of Stellaris. Maybe. Probably not. I had time.
You've been on a Stellaris binge recently.
Yeah, I haven't touched Stellaris in, I don't even know, maybe a week.
It's just weird that you've been playing it so much, because you've just kind of been off of it ever since the launch hype train ended.
No, there was definitely a period when you got into it that I got back into it.
When did I get into it?
I don't know. There was a period where you did get into it for a little bit.
I don't think I got into it. I think I played like 10 hours of multiplayer with you.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But, I do remember you talking about Solaris and that you had been playing with Addie. Not Addie, soon.
Yeah.
Now I'm messing up names. I'm stealing Alex's gimmick.
Damn it.
But yeah, I think I played a little bit when Utopia came out. But yeah, I mean, Stellaris, it's like every other Paradox game. As it goes on, it gets better. Unless it's EU4, in which case it gets worse.
They're never going to fix that fucking game. At this point, it's a base root problem, isn't it? Because it's so reliant on DLC that you have to buy.
Yep.
Like, my understanding, CK2 hasn't CK2 also become guilty of that?
No.
Huh? I thought I heard that there was some DLC that was positively vital.
No.
Well,
I mean, I guess you could say technically the hiring mercenaries is a vital thing, but like you can play just fine without it.
I remember the what was it? The Legacy of Rome or whatever. Didn't it add like?
Yes, Legacy of Rome, which has you hiring your like own entourage. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I heard that was mad OP and still is.
Yep. Yep.
Also, doesn't Way of Life just let you like just grab whatever character traits you want, practically?
Pretty much, yeah. But I mean, like, none of those are vital. Like, you can play just fine without them.
So CK2's in a
It's
position
not-
where it's playable without the DLCs. You're just playing on hard difficulty.
Yeah. And even then, it's not that hard, honestly. Like, yeah. Whereas with EU4, there's literally mechanics which you can't even explore in the base game because you need DLC to actually like do them. And there's been cases where I literally think that like you're completely walled off from playing the game at certain points because you don't have the DLC. It's that bad. Like the game is borderline unplayable without any DLC.
Do you think there's any chance in the world that at some point EU4's development is going to stop and they'll release a complete edition? Or do you think that they're just going to keep having where you have to buy the base game and then buy each DLC piecemeal?
Well, I would say it's going to be like CK2 where they start releasing certain DLCs for free.
Ah, okay.
Because CK2 put up
Sword of Islam?
the Sword of Islam for free. They put up Sons of Abraham for free. They put up the Pagan DLC for free for a little bit too.
Of course, one of the free DLCs they gave out was the one I already had. Like, the one DLC I bought, Sword of Islam. Alright, we're giving that one out for free. Well, fuck me then.
Yeah, basically they're releasing DLCs if you need them to do the challenges of the character they release.
Okay,
And
so
I
they're
think
not...
it'll just... I think
So
it'll
they're-
just keep... Yeah.
They're not going to India then, I assume.
I mean, I assume they will go to India eventually.
I don't think they'd want to release all of their DLC for free, and you can't play as any of the Indian characters unless you have Rajas of India.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. I mean, they released the whole game for free.
Was that whole game CK1?
CK2. CK2 is free.
Right, but CK2's main profit comes from DLC sales.
Yeah. But then they've already had 3 that I know of that have gone up for free.
Right, the 3 oldest DLCs. I know for sure
Are
that
they
Sword
the
of
3
Islam and
oldest?
Sons of Abraham are old as fuck. I don't know about the pagan one.
Let's see.
Sword of Islam Sword of Islam or Sons of Abraham, one of those two was definitely the first. I'm inclined to say Sword of Islam because it's the fucking medieval era. How can you do
Yeah.
the medieval era without Muslim characters?
Let's see, the first one was Sword of Islam.
Yeah.
And then Legacy of Rome came out, then the weird
They're definitely never going to release the fucking
then the
stupid
weird
portrait.
Aztec one.
The Aztec one,
came
right?
out next.
What?
The Old Gods, the Republic came out before the Old Gods. The Old Gods came out.
Dude, we don't need to go through every CK2
Okay,
DLC.
you're right. Anyway, I just got distracted. But anyway, other than playing very, very little because of schoolwork and exams and all of that shit, I watched two movies.
And
Yeah.
they were?
They were both rom-coms.
Do you have names for these rom-coms?
One was She's Out of My League, which me and my girlfriend hate watched.
Hate watched.
Yes, that's actually why we watched the movie, so we could hate on it, because it looked really dumb. And it was really dumb. Yeah.
I mean, there's no better way to bond in my mind.
Well,
And
yes, it
then-
stars either Seth Rogen, Michael Cera,
No.
or Jonah
No.
Hill.
No, it stars the guy who voices Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Son of a bitch. It's not John Krasinski.
Let's see. Let's see what his name is. It's Baruchel.
Oh, Jay Baruchel. Yes, Jay
Yeah,
Baruchel.
Jay Baruchel.
Jay Baruchel's not a bad-looking dude.
He's supposed to be really ugly in this movie. So
who's the love interest?
the love interest is... What's weird is that his ex-girlfriend is, like, more attractive than the girl he ends up with. And, like, the ex-girlfriend you're supposed to think is really unattractive. So, whatever. But his love interest is Alice Eve.
Alice Eve. Depends on what part you're looking at on Alice Eve, I guess. For those who aren't aware, okay, let me help Pink on who Alice Eve is. You remember when Raven got in... Was it Raven? Fuck, I don't remember who it was. You remember when that one person on the forum got in trouble because their signature was a picture of a woman in Star Trek in her bra and panties?
Yep.
And she was very well endowed? Yeah, that was Alice Eve. I would say she is more attractive than Jay Baruchel, but not by a fucking league. This is the fucking problem with Hollywood. They only hire good-looking actors. So when a character is supposed to be ugly, it's like, hey, I'm Brad Pitt. I'm ugly because, you see, because I said I'm ugly.
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't get it. T.J. Miller is in it as the best friend who's also the absolute worst person on the planet.
T.J. Miller only plays shitbags.
Yeah.
That is his character.
Weirdly,
Yeah.
Kristen Ritter is also in it. This was like around the time that like she came out in Breaking Bad. And I guess she just jumped right into this movie after season 2.
Oh yeah, I see why you would drop out of Breaking Bad for that.
I mean, she didn't drop out of Breaking Bad. We
both know how she exited the series. Yes. Pink doesn't.
Nope.
Kristen Ritter.
I guess you could say she just got sick of it.
Yeah. By the way, Pink, Kristen Ritter is Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew that name sounded familiar, but I couldn't put a face to it.
She's also in like Community or
no.
What comedy show is she in?
No,
not Community. I would have remembered that.
Yeah, I would have too. She was I think she was the star of, I believe the show was titled That Bitch from Apartment 22. And she was the namesake, That Bitch, I assume. I've definitely seen a lot of gifs of her rolling her eyes in that show being used as reactions.
Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of. Yeah, don't trust the bitch in Apartment 23.
Okay, I was very close.
She was also in Veronica Mars.
That is before my time.
And Gilmore Girls?
Also before my time.
How old is she? Oh, she's 40. What the fuck?
Damn, she aged well. I mean, admittedly 40 is the new 30, but, you know.
Like, holy fuck, she's 40? I thought she was like 20-something.
If you want to make it worse, in about 20 years, 50-year-olds are going to look like that. Because we're only getting better at that stuff. We're going to be in scary territory when 60-year-olds look like that.
That's good for us. That's good news for us.
Well, yeah, it is, but it's going to make dating awkward. Hey, where are you going? I'm 40 years older than you. Fuck. Later.
That's already happening, dude.
I know it is. Oh, shit.
Yep, and then I also watched To All the Boys She Loved, P.S. I Still Love You, which is a sequel to All the Boys I Love, which is actually a really good rom-com. This one was shit, though.
I've never heard of either of those movies.
They're on Netflix, but To All the Boys I Loved is actually a really, really good movie. To All the Boys I Love, P.S. I Still Love You is shit. It's just padding. It was unnecessary. It basically is the first movie, but less charming. And there's less character, and there's less chemistry between the two love interests. And it's just all around a shittier movie.
Well, first things first, that marketing executive needed to go back to school because that fucking title is word salad.
It's based on a book. The book was the one titled "To All the Boys I Love You." P.S. I Still Love You.
Okay, so I see. Because a book can get away with a longer title, movies can't.
Yeah, but it's on Netflix, so like, it's not like
It's not an investment to go watch it, so you're safer to have
yeah,
a worse title.
yeah.
Have you did watch the first one? Yes.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying that it was really, really good.
When did these
I
movies
watched
come
it
out?
twice actually. To All the Boys I Loved came out like last year, maybe the year before.
Oh no, a sequel within a year is always scary.
Yep.
That is, we need to jump on this trend fast. That's like this stupid peanut marketing bullshit that's been going on.
But yeah, just for like reference, the first one got 97% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics, 87% from audiences. This new one has like 60 something percent from critics and 40 something percent from audiences.
That's a significant drop.
Yep.
Is that Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic?
That's Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, Rotten Tomatoes is a lot kinder than Metacritic. You don't want to see the Metacritic numbers.
Metacritic has a user score of like 7.8 for the first one.
Yeah, Metacritic is not nearly so forgiving.
That's because it operates in a different way. Like if Rotten Tomatoes operated the same way as Metacritic, it would have around the same scores.
I don't know. Rotten Tomatoes does a lot more suspicious stuff than Metacritic does.
That's also true, yeah. Like deleting reviews, blocking reviews, not counting reviews.
It's one of those things where like at this point I don't trust user reviews for anything because review bombing has become such a thing in the last 3 years.
But the thing is that like user reviews are still better than critic reviews.
It depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, if you're looking for something like, I don't know, Birds of Prey or The Last Jedi, I mean, critic reviews are, they're not trustworthy at all.
The critics didn't like Last Jedi. Oh no, not Last Jedi. No, damn it, Rise of Skywalker. Loved
Last Jedi.
They loved Last Jedi. That is true.
Last Jedi got like 90-something% from critics. Yes. 91% from critics.
No, dude, I fucked up the titles. I thought you said Rise of Skywalker. You said Last Jedi. My brain heard Star Wars and auto-completed.
Yeah. I think they actually rated that second highest among the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, you need to just understand what you are going to see going in. If the movie is going to be controversial, then you need to understand the critics are going to like it and the people aren't. And so when you're going into controversial movies, there's no real way to gauge. Like, pay attention to certain critics that you trust the opinion of. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, I remember there was a Total Biscuit video like a fucking century ago talking about Mad Max. And he was basically talking about the phenomenon surrounding the Mad Max video game.
Right.
Where the user reviews for that game were really high and the critical reviews for it were really low. And Total Biscuit had the best summary for it, which is just, critics have to play video games all the fucking time. It's literally what they're paid to do. They play every video game. So Mad Max, a game that is just video game times 10, loads of content, but it's very, very similar to every other video game that was coming out around that time, and honestly still to this day. A critic would look at that and be like, it's the same shit. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's also what happens with movies to an extent.
Yeah, so Last Jedi critics would love because it's a Star Wars movie that does something entirely different. It didn't do it better, it just did it different.
By the way, speaking of, like, Rotten Tomatoes scores, Sonic the Hedgehog got 95% from audiences.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing nothing but good about that movie, except for the scene where Sonic flosses. But other than that, I've been hearing it's actually really good.
I've just been hearing that it's like the best Jim Carrey performance in a long, long time. Which makes sense because the dude is crazy now.
Yeah.
He's literally going through a nihilistic existential crisis or something,
He's
right?
been doing that since 2001.
Uh, he's
Yeah,
been,
but like it's gotten worse. Like there was some like docudrama where he played this guy and like he started like identifying with that guy and he just like went completely overboard, like actually diagnosably crazy.
did you hear the
That's
trouble
all.
he got into? Because there was some interview he was doing for the Sonic movie, and the interviewer said, "Is there anything you've got like on your bucket list that you want to do before you retire?" And Jim Carrey just said, "You."
Oh,
Yeah,
what? Ooh,
yeah. I don't
not
know.
good in the Me Too movement
No,
era.
I don't know if that's good in any movement, honestly. That, like, what? That is just
Oof.
confounding. Like, why the fuck? Like, I doubt he was actually hitting on her. In his brain, he thought it was a clever one-liner. But why? I don't even see where it'd be funny.
Yeah,
That's Jim Carrey for you, I guess. That guy has not done anything good ever, but he hasn't done anything that I've enjoyed since before Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
mm,
I knew there was someone on the forum who vocally hated Eternal Sunshine. Was that Pink?
I don't even know what that is.
Right.
there's been a
Probably
few
one of the
things I
ones on the
liked.
forum that does vocally despise Jim Carrey, though. So I can see how you'd make that assumption.
Yeah. Soon, have you watched Eternal Sunshine?
I tried to. I ended up like I stopped watching it after a little bit because I was watching it with my girlfriend and she got really annoyed at the manic pixie dream girl.
Yeah. That's it's really what's her face, Titanic woman at her peak
Yeah,
of manic pixie dream girl. The that is one of those movies where I feel like, logically speaking, you should watch it because the movie community talks about it so much. That does
yeah,
not mean it is good. In fact, I consider it a pretty bad movie. And I consider it, more than anything, a thoroughly unentertaining movie that doesn't really have anything to say.
right. Okay, I found out what happened with Jim Carrey. He portrayed Andy Kaufman, and then he like started associating with Andy Kaufman, and he like lost his own identity.
That fits the right time frame, actually, because the late 90s is when Jim lost it, and late 90s was when he did that movie. It was Man on the Moon,
Right? Yeah,
wherein Jerry
yeah.
Lawler plays himself.
And that's when he went completely insane, like actually insane.
I would. My understanding, Jim Carrey also did a lot of interviews with people who knew Kaufman a lot in real life.
Yeah,
And one of those people was Jerry Lawler, and I don't imagine that Lawler's the kind of person you want to learn anything from.
right.
I have never heard anything good about Jerry Lawler in my life. He sounds like the pits of scum. Which I'm sure is a very kind thing to say about him on a podcast. Isn't he a pedophile?
Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, Pink, you would know. You're the
Probably.
biggest wrestling expert here.
He's the biggest creep in wrestling.
I know he's a creep,
Yeah.
that's for certain. But
Creep, definitely. I wouldn't throw out the word pedophile because I don't know enough.
yeah. Oh, also, didn't he beat up his girlfriend?
Yep, he
Yeah.
beat up the 27-year-old Lauren McBride
Day still has him on their payroll, don't they?
when he was 66.
Yeah. You could have said 102, I would have believed you.
Let's see. I think he may have been accused of pedophilia.
I feel like I've almost certainly heard of him like high school girls or something.
He was accused of raping a teenage girl and intimidating a witness in 1993.
I can definitely see Lawler thinking he's tough enough to intimidate a witness.
Especially if it's a teenage girl, because,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is he still working? Is he still working at the WWE?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
That's
Why?
Vince's friends are very well paid for, even if they do bad things, man.
Holy shit! Have you guys heard about Vince's new like football franchise?
It's not new. It's a resurrection.
Or yeah, XFL or
Yeah.
whatever. It's supposed to be like fucking weird.
Well, supposedly the
Apparently.
reason he's doing it is because of Kaepernick. And
What do you mean?
well, supposedly what the whole thing is, like, he's not going to allow Kaepernick's type of thing. He isn't going to allow the players to protest or any of that.
Mm.
And he's,
I heard that it's supposed to be like way, way faster or something.
It is.
Yeah.
right, there was some deal with rules in the NFL, wasn't there?
Yeah. People that have been getting upset at NFL for just like implementing so many rules that end up dragging out the games.
Okay, as someone who doesn't understand sports, is this like the thing with boxing where, like, nowadays most of boxing is the fucking tie-ups?
Kind of, I guess. I have no idea about football. But football, it's mostly just there's so many ways you can foul a person, and fouling, like, pads out the game time.
Well, the problem is the whole fucking concussion thing. That's probably why the fouling thing was
Exactly.
put in place, because they got sick of football players fucking dying at 30.
Yep. I mean, that is part of it, yeah. But people who are watching NFL don't want that, I guess.
It's the same fucking thing with NASCAR. People don't watch NASCAR for the races. They never have.
I think what we
like football,
need to
there's
do...
strategy to football. I won't say people only watch football to see people get hurt. In fact, I would say that I would actually say that the amount of people that watch football to see people get hurt is actually a very minuscule number. I'd say most people
it would
watch.
have to be.
Most people watch football either to cheer for their team or for the strategy aspect of it. But yeah, I can see like where the same people. Okay, so people mostly watch NASCAR for crashes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That fucking hick audience. And I would imagine that, logically speaking, most viewers really aren't as moral as they like to think. So I would imagine most of them would be like, I'd rather see these fucking football players get fucking brain damage than watch a boring game.
Yep.
Yeah. I like my violence fictional. None of the fucking three of us know football anyways.
Yep, I can't talk anything about it. So, anyway, that's pretty much the extent to what I did this week. I'm planning on watching Parasite tonight.
It did win Best Picture and all that, and like I was like, oh, maybe I should look into this. And then I just saw one quote from Bong Joon-ho, and I was like, you know what, I'm good.
Wait, what? What was his quote?
I'm not gonna fuck it. Nobody watches this anyways. What he said was that he was. At first, he was amazed by how much it resonated with Western audiences, and then he thought, oh, well, there is one common problem that both the East and the West suffer from that makes this movie resonate with them. Capitalism.
Communism.
Legitimately the exact opposite of what Pink said.
Capitalism?
Yes. So it's apparent. I thought it was a movie. It's a movie about a serial killer, isn't it?
It's a movie about class warfare.
Okay, so it's okay.
That's what I heard. It's a movie about class warfare with, like, lower class people leeching off of higher class people or something. And, yeah.
Well, I'm sure that the movie's resolution is that it's going to be the rich people's fault for having money in the first place.
Actually, not from what I've heard.
The movie would not have won. The movie would not have won Best Picture if it were advocating for capitalism.
I don't know. Apparently, there's a lot of violence at the end.
Hey, Addie. Soon, what you're describing here is Joker.
What do you mean? I mean, no. This is what
a movie about class warfare that ends in extreme violence is just Joker.
Yes, that's what Parasite is.
Okay, well, it's weird those two movies came out in the same year then.
And only one of them won Best Picture.
Yeah, and only one of them won Best Actor.
Yeah, meanwhile, Parasite didn't even get nominated for Best Actor because the Oscars hate Asians.
Yeah, I was about to say, because the fucking Academy voters don't know acting if it's in another language.
Man, the Oscars annoy me so much because They complain about like the lack of diversity among people who are nominated for Oscars.
But
at the same time, the people who nominate the people for Oscars are the people who are like in the industry, like them, like the.
Admittedly, a couple of the Academy members are just veteran actors who don't have much swing.
Yeah, that's true. But like,
I think it is notable when the Academy does that. Then the following year, the Academy only nominates white actors for the controversy.
Yeah,
'Cause that is a fucking hustle right there. That is a fucking hustle. That they do that shit every other year because they know it'll get them headlines.
You gotta keep the viewers.
There was no controversy this year. The Oscars got their lowest viewership ratings like ever.
Yeah. I literally just tagged Addie on the forum and said we missed him on the podcast.
And he's not.
I don't believe you.
What?
Wait, what? Did Addie just speak?
Nani? Addie, I said something in Japanese. That's your trigger phrase.
Yes, I heard.
It's how we trigger the Manchurian agent. Quickly, go assassinate the Hungarian Prime Minister. For the glory of America. You're the Manchurian agent. You're Frank Sinatra. Go do it.
No, he's Denzel Washington.
He's both. Frank Sinatra really is just Denzel Washington in whiteface.
The newer Manchurian Candidate is way better than the old one.
I've not watched either. It was Frank Sinatra that was the actual Manchurian Candidate in the first one, right? The actual guy who was triggered.
I have no idea.
I know Frank Sinatra was in the original. I don't know what he did.
He sang.
Why was he cast in so many roles?
Because he was fucking wealthy and had a lot of friends in the mafia?
Yeah. Was he even a good actor?
He got nominated for an Academy Award once or twice. And it was before the Oscars were a joke, so...
Oh, when was that?
Time
1902?
Time
the
immemorial.
The Oscars have always been a joke.
Yeah, that's true.
They've literally screwed out Psycho. They screwed out.
Psycho is one of those things where at the time they didn't recognize its greatness because it just seemed like it was controversy creates cash.
They just really hated Hitchcock all around.
Yes, they absolutely did. They also weren't kind to Kubrick either, which is weird because you'd think he'd be right up their alley. How many Kubrick movies won Best Picture?
Oh, none. Well, I mean...
2001 didn't win Best Picture.
Yeah. Citizen Kane didn't win Best Picture either.
2001
didn't win. Shining didn't get nominated for anything.
Shining at the time was just thought of as schlocky horror.
Yeah.
There are some movies that unfortunately it just takes time for people to appreciate.
Clockwork Orange, nothing. Spartacus, nothing. Doctor Strangelove, nothing.
Okay, the Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange is kind of the crazy one to me.
He only took home one Oscar in his entire career for visual effects in A Space Odyssey.
Oh, well, admittedly, yes, the effects for 2001 were fucking ahead of their time by a wide margin.
They're literally, if you had to point to a movie and say, this is, the pinnacle of visual effects, I would say Space Odyssey. I don't think there's been a movie that's done it better, but without CGI, I guess. In terms of innovation, definitely Space Odyssey.
Some of the Star Wars movies were had pretty great practical effects. You wouldn't know now because George Lucas covers it in CG, but at the time... Also, John Carpenter's The Thing. If in the talks of great practical effects, you can't leave out John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
I wish more movies had practical effects still.
So, yeah, Citizen Kane lost to How Green Was My Valley.
Yes.
1941.
That is one of the most controversial.
I have never fucking heard of.
Admittedly, I've heard of a lot of people who say that Citizen Kane is grossly overrated.
Oh yeah, it is 100%.
By today's standards, though, how many movies were released in 1941?
2.
Well, I mean, the year before that was 40, and that had Casablanca, and Casablanca was great.
Space Odyssey lost to Oliver.
Oliver.
Remember Oliver?
Yeah. A Clockwork Orange lost to The French Connection.
Okay, the French Connection is admittedly a classic.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know what that is.
French Connection was basically the first crime thriller. It was... Ah, shit, what's his name?
Raging Bull lost to Ordinary People.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a crazy one.
Goodfellas lost to Dances with the Wolves.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. Dances with Wolves isn't even the best movie about Native Americans.
It's literally a bad movie. Like, I think most people agree it's just a straight up bad movie.
It's Kevin Costner masturbating in the woods for 2 hours, right? I've not watched it, but I've never. Has Kevin Costner ever made a movie that was good?
Kevin Costner.
I mean, he was in Hidden Figures, but he wasn't good in it.
Waterworld. Waterworld was good.
No.
It actually is a really good movie. I love it. I love it. It is very much so, like, underrated.
Boy, that was
yeah.
Addy, have you watched Waterworld?
Yes, I actually have.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Me and Eddie are going to have a fight. Surprise.
That was a rough time for Dennis Hopper, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, he hasn't made any good movies. Besides Waterworld.
Oh, God, he was in Man of Steel, and he was the worst part of it.
Superman?
Wait. He did Field of Dreams?
I don't fucking know. There's like a million baseball movies, and I don't know any of them.
Oh, wait, Field of Dreams isn't the Angel movie. Never mind. I thought he was like...
Angels in the Outfield. Yeah, isn't Angels in the Outfield the one with Tom Hanks?
No.
Fuck, alright, well, I'm wrong. Pink, don't worry. As long as we're talking baseball movies, I'm just as lost as you are.
It had Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Danny Glover and Christopher Lloyd and Matthew McConaughey and Adrian Brody. What the fuck was this movie?
I like 3 out of those 5.
Tony Danza, Danny Glover, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Christopher Lloyd, Matthew McConaughey, Adrian Brody. How did this movie get so many A-list actors?
My favorite baseball movie is Air Bud.
Well, at least Joseph Gordon-Levitt wasn't.
Thank you, Addy. Thank you. I was waiting for someone to make that actually funny.
Wait, what did Addy say?
Nothing. Move on. On a not baseball related low. Ah, my fucking brain. So just talk. What else did you do besides watching movies?
Nothing.
Pink, did you do anything this week?
No, I did not.
Steam kept notifying me about Civ 6.
Oh, yeah.
I did play some Civ 6 this week, that is true.
Did you get to try a new Civ?
I tried this week.
You played 125 hours this week.
That is false. My computer is on, but I was not present.
Right.
So
that's always how that works.
Yeah.
I have 70 hours in that fucking weird free-to-play Alien game that Valve made, so yeah.
Half-Life?
Yeah, 70 hours in Half-Life. I've played the game 7 times now. I just can't get enough. Pink, what was this new Civ you tried?
I tried England for the first time.
Wow, boring.
Yeah.
That is like the least interesting Civ in that game.
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
England is like the least interesting Civ in Civ 6.
Yep.
I had heard they had a good navy, so I wanted to try it out on the archipelago map.
Yeah, I can see that. What's the benefit of their stupid unique harbor?
For each unique harbor you build once it's complete, you get basically you get a free marine unit.
Oh God, is that their equivalent of fucking the Scythians and their cavalry?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see where that'd be strong on naval maps. Oh Christ! Oh man, and the archipelago map is really good for England because of the continent bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to actually build on somebody else's coast to get that bonus. You can just put it on an island that's in this different fucking zone.
Right.
Oh yeah, That's the problem with England. That's the problem with England and Norway. They fucking suck in continent and Pangea maps, but you put them in the fucking archipelago maps and they're unstoppable.
Right.
Yeah.
On top of that, I think once you research the redcoats, if you build a city on a continent other than your home continent, it'll spawn with a redcoat. So
it'll
that helps them with their domination.
What character did you play again?
England.
Yeah, but what character?
He's already played Eleanor as France, so I have to imagine Victoria.
Yeah, okay. Victoria.
Gotcha.
And isn't Victoria's thing just stealing archaeological artifacts from other countries?
She has the Royal Dockyard, which is supposed to be one of the best unique districts in the game or something.
That's England altogether. I think Victoria's thing is the continents and the redcoats, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and the English Museum is just for both her and Eleanor?
Yep.
Okay. How much time did you spend stealing artifacts from other countries, Pink?
I did not get that far, so not a lot.
It cracks me up that they actually made one of England's primary strengths stealing artifacts from other countries.
I tried to introduce my girlfriend to Civ 6, and she was just very bored with it because the beginning of the game, nothing fucking happened.
Oh yeah, definitely. Civ 6 is the worst one to introduce a new player to. Civ 6 is like the least noob friendly.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have started with 5.
I do have 5.
4 is complex as fuck, and 6 is deliberately obtuse.
Anyway, but like, she was just really confused so she was playing Cleopatra because I figured that was a very easy character.
No, Cleopatra's one of the hardest.
How?
Because
all of understanding her unique mechanics?
All of her abilities are super fucking weird.
What? What do you mean?
She has to rely on the AI because of the fucking trade deal bonus she has.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
And she specifically has to build... She has to control her river. She can't build farms next to rivers either because that's where she's got to put her sphinxes.
Right. But anyway, she got really confused when Teddy Roosevelt appeared. She was like, I'm in Egypt. Why is Teddy Roosevelt here?
This is not geographically correct at all.
Yeah, Civ is a game you gotta explain. They're not trying to be historically accurate. It's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt...
Addy, go ahead.
Teddy Roosevelt is here to make the freaking Greco-Roman Pact.
Teddy Roosevelt heard about this Nile River, and he's interested in setting up a second canal. Hopefully this time people won't die in droves to mosquitoes.
You mean the Suez Canal?
No. We're going to make it American this time. We're going to dig another tunnel. This time we're just going to dig through the actual fucking continental Egypt.
Maybe she would do better with Crusader Kings 2. Do you think I should introduce her to Crusader Kings 2?
No, I was going to say if she wants something historical, maybe like give her a fucking quick tutorial on like Total War, maybe.
Crusader Kings 2. Yes, she's played no strategy games. I'll introduce her to Crusader Kings 2.
Holy fuck. Crusader Kings 2 isn't even close to other strategy games. It's its own unique thing.
Yeah, that's true.
There are a lot of strategy games that are like fighting games where there's transferable skills and you can learn in one and you'll be able to carry that knowledge over to others. CK2, not the case.
Yeah.
I know how to work the building order in StarCraft, but that won't help me fuck my neighbor's wife.
The fact that none of you can figure out Crusader Kings 2, yeah.
Hang on. I can check Steam right now and tell you how many hours I've put into CK2, and I will go do that right now just to prove a point. But I have put quite a bit of time into CK2. Let's see. I've put a grand total of 53 hours into that game. I still have no fucking clue how it works.
I don't think I fully understood how it worked until about 1,000 hours. I'm now at 1,883. It is my top played game.
Oh. Fuck. Oh, man. Like, there's only one other game I can think of where people, honest to God, say you need to put in 1,000 hours before you'll understand it. And
it's Europa Universalis.
That is probably true. That's just probably true for every Paradox game except Stellaris, honestly.
Yeah. Stellaris, like, I figured that shit out in, like, 20 hours max.
Oh, Stellaris is fucking easy. Just conquer planets, asshole.
Yeah, Stellaris is very, very easy.
But, like, the only other game I can think of that was like that is like, oh, if you want to understand Dota 2, you need to put in 1,000 hours.
I figured you were going to say a MOBA.
Yeah. And Dota 2, you can play at fucking tournaments and win cash. Are there any pro CK2 tournaments?
I mean, if you get really good at the game, they'll just fucking hire you. So you think I'm kidding, but I'm not.
No, I don't think you're kidding. I know what you're talking about.
Paradox loves hiring, like, their player base.
Well, the best people to hire... The best people to hire are the fucking exploiters.
Yeah, that's true, but also modders. They hire both of those to a large extent. Like, I think all of the heads of the games started out as modders.
I'm pretty sure that goes for a lot of games, honestly. Most of the Total War maps now are made by former modders.
Yeah, but like the head of Crusader Kings 3, the head of development, started out as a modder for Crusader Kings 1.
Oh, man. That makes sense, honestly.
Like, I think like 90% of the people who work at Paradox now started out as like just regular players of Paradox games that got hired because they were that good at the game.
That's kind of funny to think of as a hiring policy. Hey, you want to work on Devil May Cry 6? All right, you better have the top Devil May Cry 5 speed run record. What do your combos look like? I say this, but like one of the top guys to work on both Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5, both of which were famous American pro players.
Yeah, the guy who's working on freaking Guilty Gear Strive is also like an old XX pro.
That is weird, especially considering how Strive is just not XX at all.
Yeah.
Fucking Seth Killian, who defined the industry for a hot minute. Oh.
Did you do anything else, Pink?
No. I probably did something else, but not that I can remember right now.
How's work been?
Work sucks. I hate it.
What happened with the attractive manager?
Nothing. I haven't seen her since.
Oh. Did you call her?
I don't know her number.
Oh.
What the hell have you two been talking about?
She was probably just saying hang loose then. Rip.
Oh, absolutely.
Rip.
I only posted that as a joke.
Oh, okay.
I don't know with Pink. I think Pink, she's probably interested in more things hanging loose.
What's happened with the attractive man, Pink?
What?
There are no attractive men in Oregon. Just me.
Oh, speaking
that's
of...
That's why Pink hasn't gotten a date since he moved to Oregon. All the women are intimidated.
Well, no. Like, the new Netflix guy who's in, like, casting all the rom-coms, yeah, he got his start in To All the Boys I've Loved, where he plays a guy from Oregon.
Oh, yeah, wow. That's why he's got a love interest. He's the only one in Oregon.
To All the Boys I've Loved Before is in Portland, Oregon, by the way.
Literally the only male in Oregon.
The only male.
Yeah,
What even
little
is
did we
his
know,
name?
Oregon is secretly continental Themyscira.
Noah Centineo, if that means anything to anybody.
Pink is a Steve Trevor looking for his Wonder Woman.
Oh, you know it.
All right. So, Addy, what you do?
Right. Well, I started up Yakuza 5 because it's out now.
Okay, do you start off as Kiryu in that one?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. After Yakuza 4, I figured you probably start off as Kiryu.
Kiryu got a new outfit and it's better than his freaking than his normal one.
Does he just stick with the white and red for every game except 5?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even in 5, his freaking his like he goes back to Kamurocho in the black and red or the freaking white and red rather.
Of course. Japan is nothing if not conservative with their fucking game character designs.
Yeah. Except the ones they're not.
You know what I want to be a mission in one of the Yakuza remasters?
Yeah.
Majima breaks into Kiryu's apartment, and while he's in there, he sees Kiryu's closet. It's just fucking 50 copies of the same suit. And Majima puts it on and masturbates.
To be fair, he does actually own 3 pair of clothes now. Because he has his classic outfit. He has his work clothes. That's actually just his normal everyday clothes.
Oh, and he has the stupid Hawaiian outfit he wears when he's at the orphanage.
No! Oh, actually, then he has 4.
4! Oh, progress! Holy shit!
Because he has that, and then he also bought a freaking set of sweaters.
Oh, yeah!
He's
bringing sexy back.
Yeah. Speaking of, there's this funny scene where a girl trips naked in front of Kiryu, and Kiryu is like, "Leave me alone," and puts his shirt on the girl and leaves.
I forgot Kiryu is Goku.
Yeah.
What is this thing? It is not fight. What are these strange fighting techniques? And the next time he sees Majima, he just strips naked, and Majima's like, "Oh, I see."
Speaking of, Majima's dead. He got shot.
You say that as if it would stop him.
Yeah, fair.
He's powered by pure Mark Hamill energy.
Majima is dead and he's enjoying it. Or whatever the freaking Dracula movie was with Leslie Nielsen.
Right, the movie that's known for one scene and one scene only. The fucking blood geyser.
Yeah. So yeah, Yakuza 5 probably actually has the best fighting mechanics so far.
Ooh, okay.
So Kiryu retains a lot of stuff that he had in 3 and 4. And then now they just add on top of that. And so that also he got buffed a bit since 4, because now stuff that required meter in that game doesn't anymore.
There's a meter?
Also, well, heat.
Ah, heat, right. I forgot about that mechanic entirely.
Also, Kiryu can cannon teleport.
Okay, so that's where the stupid Yakuza 7 shit started.
Kind of, yes. But not with 5, with 4, because he got it as a heat movie in 4, and then in 5 he just turns on the freaking Dragon of Dojima mode and he just starts teleporting because whatever, he's Kiryu.
Okay.
There was this freaking there was this fight scene before Kiryu's chapter ended. And it was like legit. If you had the meter for it, you turned on Dragon of Dojima mode and you turned into a crowd fighter. It was just Dynasty Warriors with Kiryu.
Of course it was.
People died from one hit. It was weird.
I assume Kiryu can't punch as fast as he can in Zero.
What do you mean? Like in Rush?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. They can with the freaking new mode.
Oh, well, I see.
Basically, like, you turn the mode on, Kiryu hits 2 slow punches and then starts doing ora-oras. And then everybody just kind of drops dead.
They don't even get hit by the move. They're just so intimidated by the rapid-fire punches, even if they whiff.
Yeah.
They just commit Sudoku.
But it's not too overpowered because every hit in the freaking mode can be blocked. So you know. At
Oh,
least
okay.
there's that.
Yep. All right, I see. Anything else?
So yeah. How about Yakuza 5? Well, it's fun so far. I haven't finished it though. So there's that. Let's see what else. I tried out Set.
I did as well. Yes.
Freaking JoJo
Yes.
in my Street Fighter.
Yes.
Why?
So because Seth in Street Fighter 4 was just a fucking copy of 4 other characters.
True. Like I'll take this over Street Fighter 4 Set, but like, why JoJo? Why couldn't you come up with something else? Like the thing is, Seth does the freaking Dio pose.
I know he does.
Why?
Because most Japanese media after the 90s was heavily inspired by JoJo.
I guess.
The West just recently came around on JoJo, but over there in Japan, it's been an institution for 30 years.
Oh no.
And Araki's still going. Speaking of people that that are 50 but look 20, you ever seen a picture of Araki?
No.
That dude is absurdly young looking for a 50-year-old. Like, fucking ridiculous.
Who?
The guy who writes JoJo.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You don't care.
The guy who writes JoJo Siwa. Hit YouTube star.
The guy who writes JoJo, the WWE wrestler.
Oh,
the guy who wrote JoJo Rabbit.
Hirohiko Araki?
Yes.
Wow, he's 60?
Oh my god, I didn't know he was 60. I thought he was 50.
Yeah, no, he's going to turn 60 in June.
Holy Christ.
Okay, now I'm looking him up.
Yeah, I am too.
Wait, what? That's a lie.
That is absurd. Okay, we need to show Pink just because
put up a timestamp. I'll post a picture.
Who even fucking cares what he did? Now this is his greatest achievement.
He found the fountain of youth. He actually has a stand. He just chronicled his own freaking life. I nearly put it into the wrong freaking text channel. Bloody hell. There you go.
60 years old.
I don't believe it.
You're okay.
It may be half that, but goodness, that's incredible.
So yeah, he's not going to stop anytime soon.
Nope.
That he will eventually become Japan.
Yes, he will consume Japan, and then freaking Frederick will blow it up. 100 years from now.
In a couple decades, each country will decide one citizen who will become its captain.
Hold up.
He is Captain Japan.
I just want to post a similar thing when we're talking about like people who don't know their age. This isn't a celebrity or anything, but it is another Asian who looks very young. So, okay, guess which person is the oldest in that picture? Left, right, or middle?
Middle.
The middle.
Middle?
Left.
Okay, now guess how old she is.
Middle is 55.
63.
Yeah, but
60.
I was going to say between 40 and 60 something. So.
And then those are her daughters. The left one is 36, and the right one is 41.
That is actually kind of unnerving. Like Araki was
Japan.
funny, but now I'm just kind of like, what?
Japan has reached the uncanny valley. Japan is the uncanny valley.
That's Anyways, hey, yeah.
Yeah, so Seth.
Soon, you remember that final boss of Street Fighter 4 that fucked you in the ass every match?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back. Now he's got boobs. Because Jury murked the shit out of him at the end of Street Fighter 4, but his conscience
And he turned into a woman.
Yes. His consciousness
He got-
was like, clearly this is the superior being, so he built a body that's an exact copy of Jury's.
Except Jerry's hair. Like freaking Seth's new body has better outfits than old Seth. At least well, she actually has clothes. Or I'm not sure. Whatever. Seth has no freaking preference. So whatever. Either works.
Didn't Seth have a suit costume in Street Fighter 4? Oh, it was probably DLC.
Yeah,
Probably.
it was DLC.
Street Fighter 4, everyone.
But yeah, so Seth's new form actually is close. So I usually use one of those, but I just wish they made the hair better. I don't like the hair.
The hair freaks out with like half of Seth's moves.
Yeah.
Boy, we still haven't figured out hair physics, huh, boys? It is a
This is
mystery
Street
that
Fighter
will forever
5 we're
elude
talking
us.
about?
What'd you say, Soon?
Street Fighter 5, Seth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that looks awful.
Yeah, the hair looks terrible.
And Seth's new body has 3 different types of hair, is the thing. Or 3 different hairstyles, rather. None of them are good.
The short one's preferable.
Which one has the short one?
Swimsuit, I think. Also, can I point out the stupidity of Seth having a swimsuit attire?
He's made of chrome, isn't he?
Seth is naked by default, so she putting on a swimsuit is just she putting on clothes. Like, what?
Yeah, I didn't see the swimsuit costume. Then again, I don't think I went past nostalgia.
It's like past ad style with tracksuit or whatever.
Oh.
Where's the summer costume? What the hell?
But yeah,
it might be just called summer, I think.
No, the summer costume has with shades and a pop collar and weird white hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, that's a swimsuit. I can't see the whole costume from this image.
Yeah, she's wearing a bikini in addition to the jacket.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was like, well, hopefully they gave Seth an actually cool costume now that people actually get costumes. Hopefully they didn't freaking shaft Seth like Akuma. And the battle costume actually looks good, and the hair ruins it.
The male one cracks me up because Seth looks like a fucking alien now.
He always did.
Well, it's worse. He looks like a gray. He looks like fucking Mars Attacks.
Oh.
He looks kind of like the Martian Manhunter. Or no, he looks more like
Pepsi Man.
What am I thinking of? I don't know. Anyway, continue on with talking about fighting games.
Yeah, so
He's
Seth
not Seth anymore. He's an entirely different. She is an entirely different character now.
It doesn't matter, dude. They confirmed it's just an AI. It has no preference.
Yeah, the gender part isn't what bugs me. What I mean is the moveset.
Yeah.
Because it's entirely different. Like, Seth in Street Fighter 4, his entire moveset, at least to me, was defined by the fact that he had a teleport and a command grab.
Seth still has a teleport.
I'm aware that he still has a teleport in V-Trigger. But now he only has the screw pile driver if he's fighting Zangief. Or she, whatever. Which, by the way, can I say that like, I do enjoy that she copies the moves. I think that's a neat gimmick for whenever they give it to a character. And it does certainly change certain matchups. But there's one gimmick that I wish they would have used for all of the move copies. Have you tried the move copy on any of the larger characters?
I don't even think I figured out how to copy moves, so no.
It's V-Skill 1. So, if Seth does the copy on any of the bigger characters of the roster, like Zangief, Balrog, Abigail, and then copies their move, she turns into a very, very big muscular... she turns into a big girl that Pink would be a very big fan of.
Very nice.
Oh, speaking of big girls that Pink would be freaking afraid of, La Diva.
Afraid of?
You completely misunderstood that, Addy.
Yeah, probably. But Pink would be afraid of La Diva if she came towards him.
What the fuck are you talking about?
A Grand Blue.
Grand Blue. Okay, yeah. Now we've gotten out of my expertise. I have
Let me
not
see
been
if I can
paying
find a
attention.
picture.
Wow. Okay. Oh, you know what? I may have heard of there being a character like this in Grand Blue. Oh, I heard that Dragon Ball DLC is there's another Goku coming as DLC for Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah, I'm not
Who
sure.
could have guessed?
I'm not sure if I dislike that verse or Kefla, but then I just dislike Kefla as a character. And Goku is objectively verse.
Kefla, you know what? I've never seen anything of Kefla. She could be the most annoying character in the world, but at least she's not got a penis. And in Dragon Ball, that's pretty unique. So she's what, the fourth character on this fucking 40-character roster to be female?
I'm not sure if you want to put up a timestamp or not because I'm just sharing it to Pink.
No, just show it to
Whatever.
Pink.
All right, there you go. There, Pink. That's La Diva. If it ever loads up,
If it ever loads up.
it will not load up, will it? Freaking out.
Pink, Addy. Addy. That's a dude.
It's not.
It is.
La Diva refers to herself as a she.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind.
So that's a girl.
Oh, interesting. So that...
She also actually genuinely comes from a race or like a species where gender like
Oh, this Final
things are
Fantasy
reversed.
14. Final Fantasy 14.
maybe.
Japanese fantasy, like, depictions, like, almost all of the all races that aren't human are just, like, human, but with horns.
Yeah, but basically it's just human, but freaking body structure is reversed, from what I could tell.
Okay. Can I fucking say human? Like, okay, human, but slightly larger, with horns and with differing gender norms. This is just the Canary from Dragon Age. And Soon's conveniently gone missing now that I've mentioned Dragon Age. I finally mentioned something he'd know, and he's gone. That's what I get for trying to be inclusive, damn it. I need to just be, like, completely obtuse. From now on, I'm not explaining anything to anyone. I'm not helping anyone to talk about fucking anything on here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make it more obtuse. Guys, I played a game.
What did you play?
It was a game that I've played before.
Are you
Dark
sure?
Souls.
You can hit things.
I don't believe you.
You can also do things to not get hit. I got hit a lot.
Ah, Space Channel
Well, I
5.
guess you weren't doing it right.
There was also music playing sometimes.
Yes, Space Channel 5.
Okay, Addy, what else have you been doing?
Yeah, so that's let's see. Well, I played more freaking Sengoku Basara. And I'm trying to go through everybody's story just as a warm up to see who I like and who I don't. Turns out I don't like half of the freaking roster. That's a lie. Now there's some characters that don't lend themselves to my playstyle, but they're not shit. They just don't fit me.
I'm going to take a shot and say you don't like Cleavage Woman.
Kasuga? Well, she's alright. She plays okay.
Okay, give me an example of the kind of character you wouldn't like in Sengoku Basara.
Slow? Well, that's kind of a lie as well, because Zahn is probably the slowest character that I've played so far, and I liked him, so it's like...
Also, Spinning Pile Driver Man is the best. Is he considered slow by Sengoku Basara standards?
Kind of, yeah. Yes.
Because I refuse to believe that he is not just the best.
I guess the ones that I dislike so far are the ones that don't seem to have moves that flow into each other well.
Is there
yeah,
are there characters that are just all about setup?
possibly.
Oh, okay.
But like I'm doing a playthrough as Madatoshi, and he has a couple of good moves, but like the ones that stand out to me are ranged. And I don't use range that much, especially not as him because it misses most of the times because he has a fire flower fire spit.
Okay.
Yeah, weird in it.
So he can throw out a bouncing fireball?
Yes.
Okay.
It only disappears on hit or if enough time passes.
Does it cause a ground bounce or like extend juggles?
It runs. I don't know because you get stuck in the animation doing it, so you can. I haven't been able to figure out how to cancel out of it.
Okay. Very strange.
Yeah.
Anything else to say?
Well, I went back and did a playthrough with Masamune on the hardest difficulty because I was like, well, I'm gonna check that since I played through with like half of the roster at this point, how much I've gotten better. And yeah, playing on the hardest difficulty had like normal, so I probably got better
Does the enemy health amount increase?
on hard.
Yeah.
Well, technically, because they do take less damage, but I'm not sure otherwise.
Because I can think of Sengoku Basara as one of the games where you might prefer playing on hard because bigger health meters means bigger combos.
But the thing with playing on hard is that you need to ease yourself into it, in my opinion, because if you just go into the hardest difficulty, with a basic character, like you will have a freaking lot of challenge because you will die in genuinely 2 hits. And it's a thing of like you need to have good stats and you also need good skills
Okay.
to be able to fight it, because without having one or the other you will just die.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting it. It's more RPG difficulty than like action game difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, another thing that I found out that I didn't know before, there's this special meter in the game. There's like 14 of them, by the way.
14 meters. Welcome to Japan.
Yeah. So there's a special meter in the game. So you know how Sengoku Basara doesn't give you grades by how stylish you are, right?
I thought it just had like a generic combo counter.
It did, and it does. But here's the thing. So this game has a stylish meter,
Interesting.
and if you do stylish combos, it fills up, and it makes it so you can basically slow down time, so you can do more better combos, and you do like twice the damage in that.
I assume you're the only one that isn't slowed down?
Yeah, you and the second player.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, bullet time. So everyone is Flash from Injustice.
Yes. So some characters more so than others, really. But yeah,
Are some of the slower characters deliberately built around that mode?
I haven't been able to figure that out yet,
Okay.
because I've only been Zan, and like I remember how Toyotomi plays, but there's still the guy who follows the preacher man, you know, the chainsaw dude,
Okay.
and I haven't been him yet.
Huh.
But yeah, Sengoku Basara apparently has more mechanics than I thought.
I think you're going to find a new mechanic every week, honestly.
It's possible. It's only Japanese. It's not like they freaking feed it to me.
Yeah, I can see why what you said last week or the week before about how Yukimura got in a lot of trouble for removing stuff.
Yeah.
Whoopsie doodles. Alright, anything else?
And then, well, let's see. Well, I am playing Blaze Blue right now.
Ah, yes.
Labbing with everyone. And by labbing, I mean going through the arcade mode because that's labbing to me.
Yeah, did we mention last week that we'd played Blaze Blue?
I don't think we did because the freaking recording got torched.
Okay, yeah, you and I played Blaze Blue and found that we actually do like some of the characters on that roster better than we thought. And I decided at that time I should put in some time with Bullet and learn her, and I haven't put any time in with her. Shit.
Nice.
It'll happen at some point.
Think here, like, I'll describe one character to you and you would love her. So, Squirrel Girl does real big boxing combos, also wears barely any clothes. Like, she's basically naked. I think Pink might be dead. Yep.
I'm imagining on his end, like, Pink did the Vince McMahon reaction gif where, like, his mouth goes agape and he falls backwards in his chair, and that's why he didn't say anything.
I'm sold.
So,
Honestly, I don't know. Pink might be more interested in Sexy Teacher. Or Sexy Librarian.
Olachi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know her
possibly.
name. I just wanted to get the point across to Pink.
It would be one of those two. I don't remember anybody who has less clothes or shows more cleavage.
Bullet. Bullet would definitely be interesting to Pink. Bullet's more in the kind of muscly girl category, though she's still pretty fucking skinny. I don't know that I would expect Japan to come out with any muscly girl characters.
It's not possible for them.
Addy, have you ever seen the fighting game Punch Planet?
Nope.
You need to see that, and that game has the most Pink Sparkle Puff fan service character I have ever seen.
Hold up, what is this called?
Punch Planet.
Planet.
There is a
Punch Planet.
character in that game that I swear to fucking Christ was designed for Pink.
Okay, let me look up the roster or something.
Cause it is okay. Yeah, the third one was Punch Planet Tyara. I'm pretty sure Tyara is who I'm talking about.
Oh lordy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, isn't that just your character?
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, I do know this game. I thought it looked like shit. I don't like the art style.
I mean, you're welcome to not like the art style. You're welcome to be a bitch. There's definitely some weaker character designs here. I'm not a fan of Super Sentai Man. I appreciate that one of the characters is just a dog.
Oh, even more sold.
It's just a dog. It's not even like a werewolf or a wolf or nothing. It's a dog. Meanwhile, over there we've got Nico Bellic and fucking what's her face? The girl from Aliens. Not Sigourney Weaver. The other one. Vasquez. Yes, Vasquez. Nico Bellic, Vasquez, a dog, Pink Sparkle Puff's fucking OC. That's your roster right there. You don't need anything else. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna fucking get a timestamp and I'm gonna, because that deserves to go in the video right there. Also, Fishman.
I like it.
That is quite a roster right there. 5 cool guys and a fucking loser. He is really out of place, that guy. The Power Ranger over there. It's weird that the art style is so united here, but the character designs all feel like they're from different games.
Right.
We got a guy from Grand Theft Auto, a guy from Power Rangers, a guy from Aliens. That chick that Pink likes is probably from, like, what?
Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon, definitely.
Oh, no, not Sailor Moon. No,
Steven Universe.
Steven Universe. That is a Steven Universe character right there. I'm pretty sure that's one of the Steven Universe girls. And that frog guy is just straight up a Samurai Jack villain. You can't tell me he's not a Samurai Jack villain.
Probably.
No, actually, honestly, all these characters look like they'd be in Samurai Jack. The art style is very Samurai Jack, too. This is Samurai Jack, the fighting game, isn't it?
No.
Without Samurai Jack Raku, or the Scotsman.
But this looks like season 5 of Samurai Jack, which,
I know you weren't fond of it, but who? I don't know. I think if we play this, I think Addy might like Nico Bellic there. And y'all know I'm all over Frogman. Isn't there a Dragon Ball character that looks just like that frog dude? One of the Ginyu guys? One of the Ginyu guys. Wasn't there a Ginyu guy that looked like that? But he was pink?
Frickin'. Let's see if it's either of the ones that I remember the names of.
Oh, it's no, it's not a Ginyu guy. It's the guy who hated
Zarbon
Vegeta.
Dodoria.
I think so. The one that was always hanging around the pretty boy that his super form was morbidly obese.
Yes, Dodoria.
Dodoria, yes.
Oh, no, the frickin'. I have it in front of me and I mixed it up in Zarbon.
No, I thought Zarbon was the green one and Dodoria was the pink. I thought Zarbon was the green one and Dodoria was the pink one.
That's Zarbon.
Yeah, that's Zarbon and his idiot friend is Dodoria. Shit, I have not had to think up these character names. Oh, in probably 10 years. No, it's probably been more than 10 years.
I don't know. It looks the freaking frog dude looks more like Zarbon to me.
He looks like a mix. He looks like if Zarbon and Dodoria fucked, which is not a good mental image, might I add.
Oh no.
The forbidden pairing.
The
Wait, are you
forbidden
talking
ship.
about what that big, like, crocodile thing looks like?
Yeah.
He looks like a Goomba from the Mario movies.
Oh, you're right. He looks like the curse of Dennis Hopper. Oh fuck! You know it's a good podcast when we bring up both of the massive fuck ups of Dennis Hopper's career. Waterworld and Mario Brothers. Wow. But yeah, soon look at that fucking pink girl. Is that not just Pink Sparkle Puffs OC?
That just looks like a Steven Universe character to me.
Oh, you can't see. Her hips are massive. Like,
No, I can kind of see.
they are astronomical. Her ass is also astronomical.
Astronomical.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ah.
Chunky ass. Anyway.
That was the right way to end it, Addy. Thank you.
So, from what I see, there's a Power Wolf, the Dire Wolf from Game of Thrones, a Steven Universe character, a Goomba, Vasquez from Aliens, and
Nico Bellic.
Nico Bellic. Yeah, that makes sense.
For his super move, Roman just comes in and starts bowling. He throws a bunch of bowling balls, and they're all low-hitting projectiles.
No, they're mix-ups. So that he put hit off of each other.
You're basically just summoning Sagat as a striker, honestly.
So, wait, what is this even from?
No, I just brought this up because that fucking pink girl is... it's a fighting game. It's an indie fighting game that's big on Steam. It's supposed to be really good. I only brought it up because that character is just Pink's favorite forever.
Right.
Like, how... Is there any pure OC for, like, any of us than that? Like, let's try to think of Addy's favorite tropes.
I have a Kuma.
You do have Akuma, that is true. Your OC is rare Akuma.
Yes, right. My OC is rare Akuma with a sword.
Yeah. No, with three katanas held between each knuckle.
Kind of.
Soon, whatever Soon's would be, it would be riding a dinosaur, or it would be a dinosaur.
It would be Ted Cruz riding a dinosaur with lasers shooting out of its back.
It would be Ted Cruz riding a dinosaur, riding Gojira.
With Morgan Freeman dressed as a clown somewhere in there.
It's just the tag team. It's a fucking wrestling ring on top of Gojira, and Morgan Freeman and Ted Cruz are a tag team in it. And whoever they fight, they just challenge.
I haven't even watched wrestling in like 5 years or something.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm happy to say that I think my tastes in characters are diverse enough that you can't say I have an OC.
Big metal
my
man.
taste in characters are pretty diverse too.
That is true. That is absolutely true. I mean, I like big guys. That is true. I also like big girls. I just like big.
I like all.
Yeah. No, there are tropes that I am not a fan of, and I know there are tropes that you're not a fan of.
Yeah, that's true. Like the entirety of anime.
Yeah.
Can we discuss how freaking non-cool gone girls should be outlawed?
Non-cool what?
Gone girls.
Gun girls?
Yes.
I like Lady. She's alright.
No, I said non-cool.
Oh, well, non-cool every character.
Yeah, every character that is non-cool is...
Hey, can we ban things that are bad? What? Not the good things, though.
No,
Not the good things, though. Just the bad things.
There are some things that not being cool works with, like freaking
joke characters.
Whatchamacallit? Carl.
Carl. You're gonna have to be more specific.
Yeah, you
Frickin-
know Carl from that game with Carl?
Yes, the Walking Dead.
You mean Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
I could never have guessed Walking
Frickin-
Dead from Carl.
Hey, Fryman, you want to go play the fighting games?
Freaking Carl Clover. There we go. That's his name.
Yeah, Carl Clover's pretty great.
And he's not cool. But like freaking Gone Girls are supposed.
He's pretty
I don't
cool.
know,
He's got
dude.
an army
Like-
of robots hidden underneath his cape.
His concept is cool, but it's a part of his character that he's freaking like clumsy and shit.
But he's a kid genius. He doesn't need to be a good fighter. He's got crazy robots to fight for him.
But he would be a good fighter if he would be cool. That's my point.
The
Like
kid,
just because he's not cool doesn't mean he's not a good character,
So
dude.
because he's not a Mary Sue, is what you're saying.
well, I mean, you don't need to be good at fighting to be cool.
Yeah, you can be cool without being a Mary Sue. I'd say Mary Sue characters are the lamest.
There are some that are better than others, honestly. There are some Mary Sue characters that we just let it go, honestly.
Yeah.
that's
It
true.
depends on whether they fit the setting. If
What
it's
Mary
a-
Sue character? Well, I mean, all of Warhammer, I guess.
Warhammer is full of fucking crazy Mary Sues. Dude, you don't even understand. You're not a fan of Warhammer 40k. Warhammer
The
40,
only- the-
Warhammer
the only
40k
way
has
that
the Mary
Mary Sues
Sueiest
work-
Sues ever. The fucking Grey Knights.
The only way that Mary Sues work is if there's like a bunch of other Mary Sues that they fight with.
Okay, Warhammer still has some Mary Sues that cross the line. Fucking Archaon. Archaon is the worst.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Archaon's not the worst. There's parts of him that are good. But
To
it's
be fair, they did have him get like headbutted by freaking Grimgore. So,
right.
like, he can't be that entire. Although there's apparently a story behind that where like there was a turn, whatever.
Oh, I've told this story on the podcast before because it's one of my favorite stories.
That it's really funny.
When Warhammer, they wanted to end the original Warhammer Fantasy setting, so they decided to organize a tournament, and the tournament would determine how it would go. So, Addy and Pink, you guys don't know
and
anything about the
Goku.
Warhammer setting. But
And then Goku lost, and then all of the Warhammer universe got deleted.
yes, basically. Because even though they set up this stupid tournament to have it organically be determined, they very clearly wanted Chaos to win.
And Chaos sucks.
Chaos was a very, very, very low-tier army build at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So they lost every fight they were in, but they just kept suspiciously moving on to the next tournament even though they lost. Until there was the big grand final battle that was supposed to be the forces of good versus evil, except that the orcs dominated every tournament, so it wound up being a battle of evil versus evil, and the orcs fucking annihilated Chaos in the final battle because the Chaos didn't even have any right to be there. It's like if the fucking final battle of fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was Cable versus Roll. It's like the fucking...
You're gonna have to explain it in pink terms, Dubs.
Imagine if in Injustice 2 there was a big Evo tournament, and one of the guys was just playing Captain Cold, and he kept getting moved up because he was the in NetherRealm really likes Captain Cold. So he got to the final, and it's like, all right, who's ready for the big hype match of Starfire versus Captain Cold? And perfect KO, double perfect.
Imagine if it was Norway versus like Persia on a land map with no water.
Norway versus Australia.
In the desert.
In the fucking desert.
In the desert.
And there's sheep everywhere.
No. In the desert, but it's Mansa Musa instead of Australia.
Admittedly, I think Norway could beat Mansa Musa with an early game rush, so...
That's true, yeah.
That's the distinct weakness of the Mali, is that if they're anywhere near any early game power, they get fucked. But if they can make...
if it's on a complete desert map, like, Norway has nothing to, like, do an early rush with.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Mali is the carry of Civ.
That's true. Alright, anyway.
Right. So, what the fuck were we even talking about? Whatever. Addy, what'd you do this week other than Sengoku Basara and Yakuza? And BlazBlue?
I think that might be all
Alright.
I've done. Yeah.
Or Dubs, what did you do?
I think you know what I did.
You played Sims.
Yes, for a little bit, but there was nothing interesting to say about that. But what's this? What, Addy, what do you think I did this week?
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls fucking 2. Holy Christ, this game is way too long.
Have you beat it yet?
No! This game overstays its fucking welcome. I've been playing it for a month and a half now. Why is this game so fucking long? Oh, Christ. I did make the game easier so it goes a little bit faster by just changing weapons. Because I found out, boy, I'm not built for hand-to-hand combat, but I was doing it anyways. So instead I switched to a great sword, and guess what? Great swords in Dark Souls are really fucking good. The DLC areas, people usually criticize Dark Souls 2 for a variety of reasons. Way too many reasons, honestly. It's difficult to talk about Dark Souls 2 because the game's so fucking long and so fucking big, there's so much shit to talk about. Which is why I've been trying to skimp lately on it for the past couple weeks. But the design, I've noticed the design in the base game is just weak. Dark Souls 1 had areas that stuck with you in your mind. And they each had a kind of unique aesthetic to them, a unique gimmick. Dark Souls 2 has some good levels. A lot of them are shit. There's one that is just absolute, like, who the fuck, what were they thinking, called the Black Gulch. It is a long hallway lined with statues that spit poison. Now the thing is, you can just walk on the side of that hallway and smash each individual statue, but every run of that level you need to walk the fucking edges of the hallway and smash the statues. Every run. Because they respawn every time you die.
Oh no.
They line the entire hallway.
So what do they come alive or something?
No, they just are traps that spit poison at you when you walk in front of them.
Oh, I see, yeah.
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 There are, honest to God, definitely over 100 of them. And they take weapon durability when you smash them.
Nice.
Eventually, I gave up on smashing them. I just picked a fucking poison cure item, ran to the end of the level, and then cured the poison, the massive poison stacks I had built up from getting spit on by these damn things for a fucking hour, like I was in some gross, weird fetish porno. Thank Christ the boss of that level is stupidly easy. And the lore is not set up nearly as well in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 1, when you get to the end game, it's like, alright, there are 4 big bosses you need to go kill to unlock the ability to fight the final boss. Go hunt them down. Out of these 4 big bosses, 3 of them are characters you've been hearing about for the entire game. Like, most of the lore is about these guys. So that when you hit these 3 bosses, it's a big moment of, holy shit, it's Gravelord fucking Nito. Like, I would say Nito was honestly more iconic than Gwyn in the time that Dark Souls 1 was really relevant. He was probably the character design, the boss design out of Dark Souls that you saw the most, outside of maybe Artorias and Ornstein and Smo.
Mm.
And I assume you guys, except for Pink, know who Nito is, right?
Nope.
Big
Maybe
dude
sort
made out
of.
of skeletons.
Maybe. How do you spell his name?
Nito.
Nito. Nito.
It's pretty fucking
Nope, I've
Nito.
never seen this guy before.
Wow, that's weird. He was everywhere for a while. So you build up a relationship with the bosses, and so it's so climactic when you finally get to face off with them. And in Dark Souls 2, not only do you face off with the big 4 pretty early in the game, but there's very little told to you about them. You only really find out about one of them, and he's pretty generic, and they leave out the most important information. They're like, oh, hey, it's the Iron King. He really hates the undead, and he's been hunting them down. And, yeah, that's about all that we're going to tell you about him. Then when you go and meet him, he's a fucking Balrog for some reason. They don't tell you why he's a Balrog. Ugh. And the most confounding thing here? So I thought the game felt a little off. There was something weird about it, you know?
Yeah.
Did you know there's a PC exclusive feature?
Yeah.
So you know how for most video games on your sticks there is a dead zone in the center. It's circular. It's there to prevent you from doing shit when you just like twitch the sticks just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Dark Souls 2, the dead zone is a complete cross shape. So that the 4 cardinal directions do not work.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
The dead zone is cross-shaped. It goes the entirety of the line going up and down, horizontally and vertically.
Okay.
So you have to move horizontally?
You must move diagonally.
Oh.
Yeah, I just said horizontally. I meant diagonally.
That's
just-
really stupid.
That bug is not on console.
I mean, I figured.
What the fuck happens on PC? Like, at least it happened on PC, because PC, you can fix it pretty easy. Like, I haven't downloaded it yet, but I just found a mod that fixes it. But, like, how the fuck's that happen?
How do you release a game where you can't walk forward?
Turning is
I
weird,
guess-
too.
I guess the same way that you release a game where the button doesn't work, where the buttons don't work, like Red Dead Redemption.
I still have never heard
What happened with them?
Oh,
Soon had a bug that I've never heard anyone else ever have with that game.
on PlayStation 3, it was possible that you would get the game bugged to where one of the buttons literally just
X.
wouldn't work.
The button
X,
for
yeah.
sprinting and making your horse gallop.
Yeah.
You told me
And-
about this at the
and
time.
other things.
That is still the only instance I've ever heard of it.
Also, Witcher 3 also did something like that. You literally couldn't use magic. Fun fact, there's story missions where you have to use magic to pass the story. I could not play Witcher 3.
I have not heard of either of these bugs.
They exist, and I've had both.
I
And they're not
know.
because my controller sucked. My controller worked just fine. The games had the problem, and you can't fix it.
It
You
does
can't
seem
fix
like
it except by replacing the button with some other button.
it does seem like specific bugs happen to more people in bizarre ways. Every time Addy plays a game, every time that I get Addy to play a game that I really like, and I'll be like, "Hey, Addy, take a look at this game I like." Addy always breaks it. I have no idea how or why.
I broke the AI in Bloodborne so hard it became Scooby Doo.
Yeah. It makes no sense. It goes fine anytime we play a game without Addy, and then just shit breaks.
There was I didn't even do anything to trigger these bugs. They just happened.
I've never heard of a button just stopping, not working anymore, unless it was the controller.
Nope. It can happen with the game.
It's
happened with several games for me.
That is peculiar. Huh. But
Apparently Red Dead Redemption 2 has a similar bug, except for them it's the R2/LT button.
Oh. Well, at least you can still beat people to death with your bare hands.
Oh, silver lining.
Oh, man.
All right. What else did you do?
So, let's see. Other than that, I struggled to think of... I did install Street Fighter 4 just for a hot minute, and I'll put in more time with it next week and talk about it more next week. But I just wanted to put in some time with it because it occurred to me that it's the Street Fighter I have the hardest time remembering.
Street Fighter 4?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. A lot of people put a lot of time into Street Fighter 4. At the point I played Street Fighter 4, I was a big dumbo who didn't understand Japanese fighting games. So at the time, it confused the shit out of me and I just didn't get it. Playing it now, it feels better than I remember. I will say the thing that confused me a lot, that in hindsight's kind of dumb, is that Street Fighter 4 has close buttons and far buttons. What I mean by that is that your normals change if you're right next to your opponent. Which is an old Street Fighter thing that they did away with in Street Fighter 5, and it still just kind of weirds me out.
I honestly kind of like it when they do that.
I don't know what to think of it. I hated it when I was younger because I thought it just made everyone's movesets pointlessly complex. But I don't know. I'll have to think about it as I play 4.
If you ask me, in my opinion, close normals and far normals are good because it means that if you don't like a normal, then maybe in a different range it can work better. Like maybe there's a better move on that button.
That doesn't change that the normal you dislike is still there.
No, but you don't have to use it.
You didn't have to use it anyway.
Sometimes not using it is not an option, dude.
Most fighting game characters you can limit to just a couple buttons. Ryu, you can just play Ryu with jabbing. The one thing I want to say is, boy, it's kind of funny looking at the Street Fighter 4 roster. And you just see T-Hawk there. And you're like, boy, he's not coming back. Ever.
Do you know what occurred to me recently?
What?
The twins are dead. The twins are dead with Fei Long.
What?
They're from Hong Kong.
Oh, you're super right.
They're not coming back. They're not coming back for a while.
No, they are not. Chun-Li is the only Chinese character Street Fighter has or has ever had. And if you look up Yun and Yang in a Chinese search engine, it just returns nothing and puts you on a watch list.
Why was Street Fighter 4 freaking Ultra called, or freaking Arcade Edition called Twins Edition? Oh, you know, Evil Ryu.
Yeah. And Oni. Don't forget about Oni.
Ah, yes, my favorite twins, Evil Ryu and Oni. And Hakan.
You start up Street Fighter 4 and Yun and Yang's fucking character icons have just been replaced with corpses.
No, they're blanked out. You don't have them unlocked yet.
Free Hong Kong to unlock Yin and Yang.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, and I wait for the day we'll see a Tibetan Street Fighter character. Man, you think we'll ever see... Oh, man. Now that I think of it, next game, Rashid's probably going to be gone, too.
Why? I didn't hear anything about Rashid, or where he's from.
Haven't you heard about what China's doing with its Muslim population?
Oh, right, the Uyghurs, right?
Yep.
Okay, yes, Rashid is dead. Yes.
Rashid is gone. Tekken 8, Shaheen is gone as well. What happened to Shaheen? You know what? Tekken can probably survive off of Korea alone, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And the last thing I played, I put some more time into Dota 2. I really enjoy Dota 2 at a casual level. Because fuck pro level on that.
No. Yeah, no.
Because I like playing weird MOBA characters that just do weird bullshit. But the levels of complexity in that game are absurd, and that even by MOBA standards. It's one of those things where I wish we could just rip Dota characters and put them in Smite.
I'm still waiting for Smite to get Evoker.
Well, based off Soon's theory is that Baba Yaga is going to be Invoker.
It's going to be what?
I said your theory is that Baba Yaga is going to be Invoker.
Yeah.
But then how will I be a freaking gay elf while doing magic?
Well, you just rip Erlong Shin's skin and put it over it.
True.
No, Nija.
No, Naja's not an elf.
Naja also looks way too much like a girl.
Which means he's effeminate, which means he's gay.
That's not how gay works.
Do we have to explain gay to you again soon?
No, I don't think you do. I think I know more gay people than you'll ever know in your entire life.
Hey, I've known 1, 2, 3.
I think I'm at like...
Wait, are we basically
30.
doing the I can't be racist, I knew a black guy at some point?
37.
Oh, shit.
Back to the gay chat we go. Anyway, yeah.
Right.
Freaking Dota.
Right, I haven't put any time in with weirdo characters because I'm still just messing with conventional characters. I'm trying to start out simple. With that said, Dota has the Steam Workshop, and it has a variety of goofy, dumb game modes. I tried one earlier today, one of the rare few that works with bots. It's a unique one. It makes it where all debuffs are permanent until you die. See, as soon as I saw that game mode, I was like, I'm going to download that, and I'm going to figure out the best way to break the game. So I went with a little character called Undying. Undying has a move where he steals strength from anyone in a certain AoE. Strength is a stat that determines your health, your physical defense, and the damage you deal with your normal attacks. So I just abused that on the AI. And by level 4, I had 2100 health.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah. And the guys I kept stealing strength from had 100 health. Fun fact about Dota 2's strength system, it also causes your player model to increase in size. And since debuffs are permanent, I got hit with a shit ton of slows. So by the point where I had 2200 health, we was officially in oh lord he comin' territory. And I was doing pretty well for myself up until I ran into none other than none other than Addy's favorite, Silencer. A character whom all of his abilities are silences. Which means that he turns off your ability to do any of your abilities. And it was permanent. And, well, let's just say he fucking owned the entirety of my team. Disgustingly.
Rip.
Yeah, that's a fun for the lulz game mode that is super exploitable.
Yeah.
It's like how with Smite, since everything's balanced for fucking the regular 3-lane MOBA mode, whenever you play Assault,
push.
yeah, you need to fucking hope push isn't on the other team.
Or when you play Arena, you need to hope Zeus isn't on the other team.
Yep. You know who's another bad one for Assault? Fucking Raw. Because he can just heal the entire team. Also, Vulcan's a lot meaner on Assault than other game modes.
Yeah.
The nuke is a very, like, for any other game mode, the nuke is like a skill move. Not in Assault.
Nope. Although Assault has gotten better since they introduced the semi-jungle in the middle of the map.
They did?
Yeah, there's a little like path off to the side where you can get a heal. There's also healing buffs in Assault now.
Oh, wild.
There's little health pickups.
You know, that makes sense, because
Assault is a very different game now.
oh, man, we need... Should we play Smite after this?
I'm not sure if I can hook up my keyboard and mouse to the Xbox because it's freaking
I mean,
it's in a bad position.
there's a bunch of things we could do.
Pink,
Yes,
are
we
you
could
free
die.
after this? If we end the podcast very soon, Pink, would you be free for a little bit?
Yeah.
There's
I
also
mean,
always
I'd
tabletop
take like 5
simulator.
minutes to make a sandwich or something, but yeah.
I'd probably need to take a piss, so...
There's also always Tabletop Simulator. I got a bunch of more games, including one that I think Addy would like.
Okay, talk about that, because I think I've basically said my piece.
Oh, so Addy,
Yes.
I found this game called UFS, Ultimate Fighting Simulator or something. And it basically has all of the characters from a bunch of different fighting games, and you just like 1v1 someone else with like your fighting character and their move sets. I don't know if that would be interesting to you or not.
I don't know either. That just sounds like D&D, but with freaking fighting game characters.
It looks like
They-
Yu-Gi-Oh to me.
It looks more like Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah.
Oh, then it's probably too complex for me to understand.
It's like, it's got Akuma. So,
Yeah, it's got actual fighting game rosters.
yeah.
There
I also
was-
downloaded a bunch of unit sets for Hero Escape, including like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or whatever. And Dragon
Why
Ball
would you do that?
Yeah,
Cuz.
here...
Like,
you guys
I
understand-
even like. Yeah.
here's
Go
the
ahead.
here's the crazy thing. Every time you bring up Hero Escape, it just gives me like massive nostalgia flashbacks. That one would be so awkward to set up unless we all work together to set it up. Because you build a custom board, a custom map every time you start playing that. I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of custom maps already like made for the game that we could download.
But yeah, that one's a crazy one because I did not understand just how many custom fucking armies people would make. Pretty much every major Marvel and DC character is on there.
Yeah, every major Marvel DC character, every Dragon Ball Z character, every Pokemon, every Kingdom Hearts character, which includes Disney characters.
My favorite strategy game unit is the evil
Goofy.
queen. Yeah, Goofy.
It's Goofy.
You joke, but Goofy's fantastic in Kingdom Hearts.
I know.
He's like the best. Donald
Goofy
kind of
could beat
sucks shit,
Thanos.
honestly.
My favorite
Versus Thanos.
my favorite strategy game unit is Donald Duck as a freaking fish.
Goofy as a squid is
Anyway.
pretty strong.
Anyway, so what do we want to do after the podcast? Which I
Die.
think is pretty much over now.
Well, the first thing we want to do is end the podcast.
Addy, say
Addy,
bye.
Addy, say smite. We wait for the oracle's word.
Hardcore smut.
Oh! Bye.